Let's look at the three most exciting battles preseason. Lupagus is just astonished about what we're going to talk about. We're talking about the top three most exciting position battles for the Vikings that we'll be seeing in the coming months. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm getting excited thinking about this preseason, this training camp, these mini camps, this roster, the way it's going to shape itself. Cannot wait to see how things shake up. Before we talk about that, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the vids. We're over 9,300 subscribers, working our way to 9,400. We can't get there if you don't press that subscribe button. It's going to feel so good.
Yeah, hit that like button, leave us a comment. Also, you'll see now that we have a YouTube membership. You can hit that up, hit that join button, support the show. Greatly appreciated. Let's do this. Let's start off with, let us know in the comments which ones you're most looking forward to seeing. Let's start off with safety. And safety, I think, is on here for one reason only. And that's because we need Lewis Cine to win this job. So we got the Hitman, we got Cam Bynum, we got Josh Metellus, we got Cine, and we have Theo Jackson, I think.
Dare you disrespect Theo like that? You can even throw Jay Ward as a emergency backup down the ward. I know. I'm just saying he's versatile enough. If you ever got in a jam, he's somebody, but he's not in this race. Here's the thing when it comes to safety. I think KOC, Kwesi, everybody who's in charge wants Lewis Cine to win this thing, and they're giving him every opportunity to beat this thing and win this, to be the man opposite Harrison Smith. The one thing standing in his way is a motivated Cam Bynum, a man who doesn't want to lose his starting job, and this is where things get interesting.
Yeah, we're going to see. Year two, we're going to see how stubborn this Vikings front office coaching staff is. Jalen Reagor is a whole nother topic. What are they going to do with him? What are they going to do with Lewis Cine? Are they going to let the best man win? Are they going to force it? What are they going to do? But Cam Bynum, he's no slouch. He's had his moments and he's had some gross moments, but it's not like there's no competition. Cam Bynum's legit competition.
Oh, absolutely. He's legit competition. And I was disappointed in the season last year. I thought he was just, he didn't make a lot of plays, at least plays that stuck out. You want to see your safety come up, whether it's making a bone crunching hit, intercepting the ball, doing something. And just, he wasn't making those kind of plays, those game changers last year. And I thought, after what we saw from him the year before, where he made a few flash plays in limited time, we were going to see a huge breakout season from Cam Bynum. Didn't really happen. That being said, he's the experienced starter. He goes into this thing as the starter. Lewis Cine has to unseat him. And let's not forget, Lewis Cine ended camp. He pretty much was the fourth safety when the season started last year.
I'm not putting much into that. He wasn't.
He was, though. You can't deny that he wasn't. Josh Metellus got the start in Detroit against Detroit over Lewis Cine when Bynum was out.
I'm not denying it. I think everybody knows he's not the fourth best safety. I think they might have been just playing a little safe there. I don't think if he plays a whole healthy season last year, by the end of the year, he's starting.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I don't put much into that fourth.
But that's where he was. So that's where he's really got to come back from, because when he left, when he was hurt, that's pretty much what his role was: special teamer, depth safety. So he's coming from the ass end of the depth chart to work his way up. And yeah, I think he's going to have every opportunity to win it. It might not even be a fair battle, but Cam Bynum, he's a prideful guy, a guy who doesn't want to lose his job.
All right, let's go to another position. Let's switch over to the offensive side of the ball. Let's look at wide receiver. And when I say wide receiver, I mean like those final 2-3 spots. We know Jefferson, Addison, Osborne has those three locked down. Last year, the Vikings kept 5 initially. So let's just pretend there's 2 spots left. And we look at guys like Jalen Naylor, Reagor, Powell. We got a bunch of undrafted free agents that they're throwing in the mix. So that's going to be more important than I think people think.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how this thing shakes out. And I think another name to throw out there is Blake Prohl, a guy who just doesn't seem to go away, even though he can never get through a training camp, it seems like. But, Jalen Reagor, let's talk about him first. He's no guarantee to make this thing. He got in the game, I think, was it Thielen that went out last year? Or was it Jefferson? Whatever, he got thrown in that Colts game, running the wrong routes, causing interceptions that happened, clearly not knowing what his job is. And let's not forget, he wasn't great as a punt returner either. Didn't really add anything. So you got a guy like Brandon Powell, a good punt returner, a good return man, could have a similar role. And I think that's a competition to watch too. Brandon Powell's a name to he could be the 4th or 5th receiver on this team.
Yeah, no, I got Naylor, Reagor, Powell. And this could be a sneaky position where they actually keep 6. I mean, keeping 6 isn't a crazy thought. 5 is actually a little low. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, everybody just thinks Naylor's a shoo-in. I don't think that's a shoo-in by any means. I hope he makes it. I know he showed some splashes, spurts, whatever you want to call it. But Rager, Powell, I mean, anything's possible. I don't know who to guess.
Well, and the other thing too, I mean, these undrafted free agents, they're exciting, they're interesting because a lot of them have return skills too. A lot of them you can do different things with. Look at Cephas Johnson; he was a former quarterback. Malik Knowles, I think he took some handoffs in college too. So these are, and then you look at Thayer Thomas; he can do anything. So you got some very, I'm going to say, high end undrafted competition too. These aren't just some guys that played at a D6 school that you just signed because you need to fill out the roster. These guys are talented players, and I'm not going to rule out any of those, but I really think these last 2 spots, it's anyone's guess at this point.
I think the Blake Prohl journey is going to be over this year. The dream is over.
Blake sings way better.
Give me a dark horse. Give me a dark horse guy that makes a wide receiver room.
I'm gonna go with Tristan Jackson. He was having a good camp last year. I don't know if he got hurt or released, whatever happened, but Tristan Jackson. Let's not forget about Tristan Jackson because he was kind of talk of camp for a couple weeks there.
All these guys who are always the talk of camp never make the team. So let's hope Tristan Jackson, if that's the case, nobody says a word about him because everybody starts talking him up. He ain't going to make the team. My dark horse, damn right, it's Thayer Thomas. Let's go, baby. Slot receiver, gritty. I mean, he's got a chance just like all these other guys. You can laugh at it, but he is just neck and neck with these guys.
What if he's the talk of camp? Are you going to be nervous?
No, because if he's a talk of camp, it's for a reason. He's going to make this damn squad.
He just said they never make it.
You're there. So, yeah, let us know in the comments. What are the last 2 receivers? If I had to guess, I'm saying Jalen Naylor, Rager, and Powell all make it. I don't know why. I think you're going to hold on to Rager. I think they got to wait one more year. They got to get this final year out of him for what they gave up for him.
Yeah.
Love it or hate it.
I don't know.
You can't deny that if you had to bet on it, you would say Rager's going to make this.
Right now it's May 8th. I'm going to go with the most likely ones. And Rager is most likely at this point. But man, if he starts to show some shitty signs, run some wrong routes, if we start hearing training camp reports that he's, messing things up, he could definitely be let go.
Well, he's been in the league for like 15 years and he's still only 24 years old. So I don't know how that works. Let's all right, let's move on. Cornerback, obviously the hot one, the most important in my book, and the most kind of wide open at that very last spot. So we got Murphy in the slot. We got Booth outside, Evans outside. That's the depth chart right now. Ward backing up Murphy in the slot. And then Blackman pretty much backing up Evans. So those are 5 guys that I think we all agree is a complete lock.
Yeah, they're lock. I think where they ultimately end up playing and who plays first is definitely a question. I mean, yeah, Murphy, he can play inside, he can play outside. So they could put him outside if they wanted to. I don't know if we know yet who's the guy opposite. If it's going to be Caleb Evans going to start Booth, or if they go, like you said, put Murphy inside and put those 2 guys outside. But Mekhi Blackman's in the mix too, so he could definitely beat out Evans or Booth for a starting gig there.
Yeah, I'm not putting Booth as a starter by any means. I think it's wide open with those 3, and I want Blackman to come in and unseat one of these guys. I want it to be crazy. I want him to earn that thing. In a perfect world, my starting corners are Booth, Blackman, and Murphy. Boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, let's talk about the final guys. So, no, go ahead.
No, that's just where it gets really interesting. Ward's going to be the back. You mentioned those 5. So it's the 6th spot. So who is it? Is it Juwan Williams? I mean, if you're right now, May 8th, that's probably what I'm going to say. But you look at these, first of all, Tay Gowan, I wouldn't write him off yet either. Caleb Barnes got ungodlike speed, ungodly speed. But these undrafted guys, Jay Will, very exciting from Oklahoma. I like that CJ Colden as well. Jay Will's from Indiana. I think Colden was from Oklahoma. Those guys have a shot. They have a legit shot to crack that 6th spot. Do keep 6 cornerbacks. And I don't think Juwan Williams is a lock by any means.
No. The way I see it, the last spots, Juwan Williams, John Reed, Barnes, Gowan, and then, like you said, the undrafted free agents. This front office is not afraid to keep undrafted free agents on their 53. So anything's wide open. If I had to guess, the last spot is going to Juwan Williams. Just my guess. I want him to make it. I love former second round guys.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was one of the guys we talked about, I think, early, and who they could go after was Joe Williams was on the list. He's got the size. He'd be the biggest corner on the team, I believe.
25 years old, so he'd probably actually be the elder of the group. So let's get some of that veteran presence up in there.
Yeah, I'm fine, but I do like these young guys who are scrapping at the bottom. That's what you like to see. 4 or 5 guys fighting for this last spot. It's going to bring out the best in them during camp, and hopefully someone just rises to the top like the cream.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't really want any undrafted free agents to make the team at cornerback. I want someone to step up that's been in the league for a while. We got enough youth at this position.
Isn't that much of a difference between Joel Williams and an undrafted guy?
Son of a bitch. All right, let us know. So we had wide receiver, corner, safety. If there's a position that you're going to be looking at, let us know in the comments. Defensive line was still one that I think could get interesting, but that's just gross.
Well, I think another one, especially if Delvin Cook gets released, running back could become interesting as this thing progresses through the summer.
All right, let us know in the comments below.
And remember this, the average American adult hasn't made a new friend in 5 years.
Oh, God.